In this quick and exciting guide, I'll show you everything you need to get up and running with Ollama, a powerful, free, and open source tool that lets you run LLMs locally. No need to pay for ChatGPT or rely on online services. Take the full control and run AI on your own machine. You can run all types of model directly on your own computer, giving you full privacy, security, and best of all, it's completely free. So let's dive in and get everything set up and running. I'll also show you how to use this through code because Ollama comes with an HTTP server allowing you to call your models from literally any application. But first thing first, we need to install Ollama. To do that, just head over to ollama.com and grab the setup file. I'll drop the link in the description. Just click download and choose your operating system. In my case, I'm using macOS, but don't worry. There is a command line for Linux and also the installation file for Windows. Once the download is complete, just drag and drop it to your applications for your Mac or just double click and install it on Windows. Super simple. Now that Ollama is installed, you have a few ways to run it. The easiest, just open the desktop application and you're good to go. In my case, I can just search for Ollama in my Spotlight and run the application. After that, you cannot see anything happening actually. You can just see an icon here. So it means that Ollama is running on the background. To be sure, we can open up our terminal or command prompt in Windows and type Ollama. And if we get this response, it means that we have Ollama up and running successfully on our machine. The next step is to just pull and install a model. To do so, you can come to the Ollama website and head to the model tab. And from here, you can filter the models by popular or by the newest model. As you already can see, we have DeepSeek R1 as the popular and the newest model available on Ollama. Also, you can see you have access to embedding models, vision models, and tools. Also, you can search the models from here. Another area that you can check the models is GitHub. So if I click on GitHub, I will come to the GitHub page of Ollama, which I can explore the code as well as the available models that I can use. Just be aware that before choosing a model, check the requirements and see if you already have the available storage and the available RAM on your system. For example, for Llama 3.3, which is about 70 billion parameters, you should have 33 gigabytes of storage available. Also, you should have at least 60 gigabytes of RAM to be able to actually run it on your local. So for example, here it stated that you should have at least 8 gigabytes of RAM available to run the 7 billion models, 60 gigabytes to run the 13 billion models, and 32 gigabytes to run the 33 billion parameter models. So there you have it. Choose your model wisely based on the requirements that you already can fulfill. After that, we can start exploring the model and see how we can use the model. So I'm going to go with Llama 3.2 model, which is 3 billion parameters and 2 gigabytes of size. So I guess we can just run it as fast as possible on any machine right now. So I'm going to copy this command and come to my terminal. I can just clear my terminal, pass this Ollama run Llama 3.2. After passing this command, if I already had this model available on my machine, it will just start using that. If not, it will pull the model and start downloading the model and install everything that it needs. So in my case, I already had the model available on my machine. So let's type bye to exit from this session and let's see how many models I already have available. To do so, you can pass Ollama list. As you already can see, I have 4 models available. The first one is Qwen 2.5 Coder, 1.5 billion parameter, which is about 1 gigabyte of size. You can see I installed this 51 minutes ago, and you can see the other models that I already have available. For example, DeepSeek R1 14 billion parameters, which is about 9 gigabytes, and Llama 3.2 latest, which is 2 gigabytes, and I installed this 7 weeks ago. To show you how pooling a model will work, let's get back here, and for example, let's install Mistral AI. So I'm going to copy Ollama run Mistral and come back here, pass my prompt, and let's see how would that work. So you can see it will start pulling the model and downloading the model itself. Based on your internet connection, you should have it ASAP on your machine. So I'm going to skip ahead the video and come back when it was done. Alright, now the Mistral AI is up and running in Ollama. When it says send a message, I can just type hello, for example, and see the response ASAP. So, hello, how can I assist you today? Let me know if you have any questions or need help with something. I'm here to help. Let's ask this question. Who are you? And who built you? I'm an AI model developed by Mistral AI, a leading artificial intelligence company based in Paris, France. So as you can see, we can play around with the AI and ask any question that we have, exactly like ChatGPT chatbot. Now, if I want to close this session or stop using this model, I can say /by and it will jump out of that model. So now let's go Ollama list again to see the available model. So now this time I'm going to choose DeepSeek R1, the 8 billion parameters. So this time I can say Ollama run, and because I already have this AI available, I don't need to download it again. It will just start the model, and now I can start using the model. So who are you and who made you? So it will think first, because DeepSeek R1 is a thinking model. You can see the thinking area here. After that, you can see the exact answer here. I'm DeepSeek R1, an AI assistant created exclusively by the Chinese company DeepSeek. Okay, so now we have the response. Now you can pass a slash and question mark, and after that you will see what other command you have access to this. So for example, if I want to see the model information, I can pass a slash show and I can see the other possibilities or available command. So I can say show info, and now I will see the model's architecture, parameters, content length, and any other important information that I need, for example, the license. All right, to jump out or end the session, I can just type by again, and let's type Ollama without any further command to see what other command we have available. So for example, we have the serve command. We will get to this later on this video. We have the create command, which we can create a model. We will get to this later again. And we have show information for a model. And we already used the run, and we can stop, pull, push, and list, and so on. So we also have the ability to remove a model. So let's try that out. If I go Ollama list again, I can see which model I want to remove. For example, I want to remove this DeepSeek R1 14 billion parameters because it's somehow too big for my computer. So I can just type Ollama remove and pass the AI model ID. After that, it will delete the DeepSeek R1, and it was as fast as possible. Now let's do the list again, and you can see I don't have that DeepSeek R1 14 billion parameters anymore. So one really cool thing about Ollama is that it will expose an HTTP API which we can use in literally any application that we want to communicate with the AI through the API. So if I come to the GitHub repository and come further down, I can see the REST API section documentation. So Ollama has the REST API for running and managing the models. Generate a response. You can use it with curl, with Postman, and literally with any other application that you can have an API communication. So it means that if you're a developer, you can use this API totally locally to power your application with local AIs. So in order to test this, we can just copy this command from here and let's try this with curl. So I already have Llama 3 available. So what will happen if I just hit enter? Let's see. As you can see, it will generate some response and stream it to my terminal. There you have it. If you don't see this, you may want to run Ollama. I also can say Ollama serve to start the server, but if you already have Ollama up and running, it will throw an error because we already using this port 11434 with Ollama itself. So in order to see all of the server responses from here, we can just quick Ollama, and after that we can run the command again, Ollama serve, and now I can see all of the information here. So for example, we have the API up and running in localhost and the port is 11434. So now let's open up a new terminal, because if we close this, the Ollama server will also be down. Now let's try the curl in a new terminal. Now let's hit enter again and get back here and see the responses and all the information that we can get here. So for example, it says that the response was successful. It took 7 seconds and this is the API path. So let's go to the documentation again and now let's try chat with a model. Let's copy this and come back to the terminal. Let's clear things out here and let's pass the command here. So we are using the model Llama 3.2. You should have this model already installed. We talked about it before. We pass a message role user and the content is why is the sky blue. So now we are seeing the streaming. So the AI is streaming the answer to the terminal right now. If we are going to turn that off, we should say stream false. In order to do that, I'm creating a custom curl and you can see we are hitting the generate API. I'm using the DeepSeek R1 8 billion parameter model. The prompt is hello and the stream is off. Press the enter. It will take some minutes to get the response and now we have the whole response at once and the response is here. Hello, I'm just a visual assistant, so I don't have feelings, but I'm here and ready to help you with whatever you need. And let's get back to our server and see it took about 5.7 seconds and we can see the API from here. Now let's try the exact request, but this time we're going to say stream true. So now we can see the AI response streaming in the terminal. Here we go. And with the code, we can loop through all of these stream responses and show the AI response in any application that we want. Another cool thing about Ollama is that you have the ability to customize the response of any models based on your requirements. So for example, you can create a model file and with following some steps, you can specify how an AI model responds to your request. So let's try that out and let's see what this documentation suggests. A model file is the blueprint to create and share models with Ollama. Let's come to the format of the model file. So we can create a model file and we can pass a from, define the base model to use, parameters and template system and so on. So for example, we can have a basic model file and we can pass this to the model file and with that we can save the file. We can run this Ollama create the name of the model and -f and pass the location of the model file. After that, we can run the model. That's so simple. So now let's try that out ourselves. Let's first create the model file. So I'm going to just use Vim. I'm just going to say Vim model file. You can use VS Code or any other code editor that you want, but to make things simple, I'm just going to use Vim. Coming back to these instructions and copy, come back to the terminal, and let's hit enter, paste it here. So from Llama 3.2, we can have the parameter temperature to 1 and sets the temperature to 1. Higher is more creative, lower is more coherent. So I'm just going to keep things simple and just pass this. And the system is you are Mario from Super Mario Bros. Acting as an assistant. So for make things a little bit more fun, let's change the Mario with Jim Carrey. So I'm going to hit I to be able to start editing this file, and I'm going to just say you are Jim Carrey acting as an super funny assistant. So escape, colon, and X, enter. So now we have the file on our local. So the next step is to just say Ollama, create the name of the model. I'm going to call it Jimmy and dash F, the path of the model file. As you can see, we successfully generated our model. If I say Ollama list now, I should have a Jimmy, and this is the Jimmy model. So I can just say Ollama run Jimmy. So now I can ask him, hello, how are you? I'm doing great, thank you for asking. Does a little dance in sit. I mean, what's not to be great when you're talking to someone as amazing as you? Wink, wink. But seriously, I'm feeling like $1 million today, or at least like a zillion billion dollar if that's even possible. Yep, there you have it. This seems like Jim Carrey, right? Alright guys, there you have it. Now you know how to use Ollama on your local machine like a professional. So if you like this video, please consider to subscribe to the channel and give a thumbs up to this video. I highly appreciate that. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.